Yes guys, I'm just going to do a little one on packing solid blacks with a 15 curved mag. Now, this is an area where you are going to cause a lot of skin damage if you're not doing it correctly, so I'm just going to go over some of the coaching points and demonstrate it in this section. Ignore the stencil. When I'm working I do kind of leave a lot of excess ink on so I'm not messing up my stencil. I've got around 3mm of my needle sticking out the end of the tube. I'm going to come in again at a 45-degree angle, ensuring there's plenty of ink in the tray. When the needle contacts the skin, I need to ensure I'm chasing a small puddle of ink around the skin. If you can't see that ink landing on the skin, your needle's too dry and you're just going to be ripping at the skin without saturating. So the first one is ensuring there's plenty of ink in the needle tray. You'll notice as you're gliding in a small circular motion, you're not ramming that tray into the skin, okay? If you're ramming that tray really vigorously, you're going to find that you're just going to hack up the skin. Where I'm saturating here, you can still see that the skin's really flat. There's little to no excess damage there. Obviously the needle's going to damage the skin to a certain extent. So the trick is with it, you want to enter the skin and glide your needle back and forth and create small circular motions. Now you can keep your grouping quite tight. There's a tendency with certain artists when you're learning this where they really struggle to get the ink in straight away and they start rushing it and they'll start ramming the needle quite aggressively and moving the hand movement really fast. You can keep it nice and slow. There's no need to sort of drive it in too aggressively. If you move consistently, you'll find that you can target it in one pass. Now when you travel along the section that you're colouring in, or the section that you're packing, any touch-ups you can just glide back over that area for a second pass, but generally you're going to try and hit the skin with minimum amount of contact. My green tray or needle tips, tube tips not touching the skin whatsoever. I'm hovering over. I can feel a small amount of resistance when the needles are contacting the skin. Again, when you're getting rid of the excess ink, you can just pat it. There's no need to wipe and smudge too often. When you're working on a tattoo, if you're smudging away and wiping, you can start compromising your stencil really early on. So the best way to protect that stencil is to not really wipe at all. Just pat the section that you need to get rid of the excess ink. When you're packing correctly, it will look like you're working quite slowly, but you're getting the ink in efficiently. If you're ragging your hand movement across that skin really aggressively and fast, what you'll find is when you pat it, there'll be inconsistencies and you're needing to go back over that anyway. So it's better to just try and move efficiently and target in one hit. So coaching points, again I'm going in at a 45-degree angle, 3mm needle depth out the end of the tray, and when the needle contacts the skin, I'm basically deep enough straight away. You're going around 1mm into the skin. Small tight circles. Again, when you're using your magging corners and getting into these sections where I need to I need to saturate against a line. I can use my mag slightly on an angle to ensure I'm getting in that corner and getting the section filled in properly. There's a certain amount of reading the feedback in the hand as well, because depending on where you're tattooing, you might need to lighten your touch a bit if you're on a really bony area, and then again your pressure might need to be a bit heavier on a fleshy section of skin. And that's packing solid black, guys. Give it a go. I'm going to say that at the end of every video.